Good evening, you're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. The rabies vaccination program in Sarawak is being expanded to include household and stray cats. The King and Raja Permaisuri extend greetings in conjunction with Pesta Kaamatan and Hari Gawai to all Malaysians celebrating. And in world news, Hamas rejects a ceasefire proposal that Israel had signed off on, citing failure to satisfy Palestinian demands. The Gawai Daya celebration is not only a time to give thanks for blessings received, but also an opportunity to pray for lasting health, guidance and prosperity. In his Gawai Daya message, Deputy Sarawak Premier Dato' Amar Douglas Ugahambas said the festival symbolizes unity, cultural appreciation and a spirit of gratitude among the Dayak people, a celebration that unites communities through the spirit of Segulai Sejalai. Uga also highlighted that Sarawak's impressive growth stems from visionary leadership and racial harmony. He noted that the inclusive approach championed by Sarawak Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg through the post-COVID-19 development strategy PCTS 2030 ensures that no community, including the Daya, is overlooked. He said that under the 2025 budget, the Sarawak government has boosted its rural development allocation to 6.8 billion ringgit, an increase from 5.7 billion ringgit allocated the year before. Major projects that have been completed include the Batang Saribas Bridge in Pusa, Betong, along with bridges in Bintulu Jepak, Muara Lasa, Marudi, and Batang Rajang. He called on the Dayak community to continue supporting the government's inclusive and development-focused policies while also stressing the need to stay united for a more progressive and prosperous future for Sarawak. The rabies vaccination program in Sarawak is being expanded to include household and stray cats following a recent case of rabies involving a cat. Sarawak Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Douglas Ugahambas said the matter was decided after the first rabies case this year was reported involving a student who was infected after being scratched by a stray cat.
The matter was brought up by Uga while chairing a State Disaster Management Committee meeting in Kuching on Thursday. He noted that while dogs make up around 65% of rabies cases, cats have also been responsible for approximately 5% of reported infections. According to him, Kuching and Samarahan continue to record the highest number of cases, while Cebu has shown a promising decline. Uga also pointed out the difficulties faced by the Department of Veterinary Services in getting cooperation from pet owners to vaccinate their animals. As a result, the department is currently exploring oral vaccination methods and is planning to implement a sterilization program to help contain the spread of the disease.
In conjunction with this year's Gawai Daya celebration, the Festive Season Maximum Price Scheme SHMMP is introducing 3 new controlled items, bringing the total to 11 items. Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living KPTN Sarawak Director Matthew Dominic Barin said the 3 items include coconut kernels, grated coconut and coconut milk, which are some of the most popular cooking ingredients during Gawai. The scheme will be enforced for 7 days, starting 3 days before June 1st to the day of the Gawai celebration itself and 3 days afterward.
Yang pertama, babi hidup yang harga maksimum di peringkat ladang sahaja. Dan kedua, daging babi, daging dan lemak. Yang ketiga, daging babi perut. Yang keempat, ayam tua hidup. Tadi kita dah tengok cepat habis so it's a very high demand untuk ayam tua di Sarawak ni. Jadi kita kena kawal juga. Yang kelima, kepak ayam. Yang keenam, kubis bulat import yang dari Indonesia dan China dan tidak termasuk kubis Beijing. Yang seterusnya yang ketujuh adalah bawang putih dari China. yang seterusnya cili kering kerinting, kelapa biji, kelapa parut dan juga yang ke-11 adalah santan.
To ensure compliance, a total of 207 enforcement officers and 91 price enforcement officers will be mobilized throughout the state. Inspections will be conducted at public markets, farmers market, weekend markets, and business premises, including shopping malls. Meanwhile, KPDN Sarawak has conducted a total of 67,612 premises inspections as of May 26 throughout the state to ensure compliance with the Price Control and Anti-Profiteering Act. Its director, Matthew Dominic Barin, said that from the total, 744 cases were recorded with seizures valued at over 5.5 million ringgit, while the total compounded fines amount to 141,100 ringgit. All traders involved in the sale of controlled items are required to comply with the maximum price stipulated under the Price Control and Anti-Profiteering Act 2011. They are also required to display pink price tags on the targeted products.
Sekiranya menjual barangan harga terkawal melebihi harga yang telah ditetapkan harga maksimum itu, bagi pihak individu boleh didenda oleh mahkamah sehingga RM100,000 atau dipenjarakan tidak melebihi 3 tahun atau kedua-duanya atau dikompaun sehingga RM50,000. Bagi pihak syarikat boleh didenda sehingga RM500,000 dan atau dikompaun sehingga RM250,000. Dan kesalahan, jika ada kesalahan, kita mendapati ada kesalahan di pihak peniaga yang mana ia gagal meletakkan tanda harga berwarna merah jambu bagi barangan harga terkawal, bagi pihak individu boleh didenda oleh mahkamah sehingga RM10,000 atau dikompaun sehingga RM5,000.
Welcome back. His Majesty, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim, has decreed that the upcoming Pesta Kaamatan and Hari Gawai reflect the richness of traditional heritage and the harmony of the country's multiracial society in the eyes of the world. In a post on his Facebook official page, His Majesty said that the diversity of Malaysian culture is evident through such festive celebrations. His Majesty emphasized that this celebration is not only a symbol of gratitude at the end of the harvest season, but also serve as a reminder for all citizens to always be thankful for the blessings and sustenance bestowed upon them in line with their respective beliefs and practices. Their Majesties, the Yang di-Pertuan Agong and Raja Permaisuri Agong Raja Zarid Sofia also graciously extended greetings in conjunction with Pesta Kaamatan and Hari Gawai to all Malaysians celebrating. Pesta Kaamatan, also known as the Harvest Festival, is celebrated in Sabah, while Hari Gawai in Sarawak falls on Saturday, with both festivals marking a time for gratitude following the end of the harvest season. On to world news. The White House on Thursday said Israel had signed off on a new Gaza ceasefire proposal submitted to Hamas, but the Palestinian group said the deal failed to satisfy its demands. Hamas source said last week the group had accepted a US-backed deal, but on Thursday, Political Bureau member Basim Naim said the new version meant the continuation of killing and famine and does not meet any of the Palestinian people's demands, foremost among them halting the war. Negotiations to end more than 19 months of war have so far failed to achieve a breakthrough, with Israel resuming its siege of Gaza in March after a brief truce. The White House said President Donald Trump and U.S. envoy Steve Witkoff had submitted a ceasefire proposal to Hamas that Israel backed. A source close to AFP, Hamas said the new version is considered a retreat from the previous one, which included an American commitment regarding permanent ceasefire negotiations. According to two sources close to the negotiations, the new proposal involves a 60-day truce, potentially extendable to 70 days, and release of 10 living hostages and 9 bodies in exchange for Palestinian prisoners during the first week. Out of 251 Israeli hostages seized during the attack by Hamas on October 7, 2023, 57 remain in Gaza, including 34 the Israeli military said are dead. The Gazan Health Ministry on Thursday said that at least 4,000 people had been killed in the territory since Israel ended the ceasefire on March 18, taking the war's overall toll to over 54,200, mostly civilians. The European Union remains fully committed to trade talks with the United States, despite a U.S. court decision declaring some of former President Donald Trump's tariff unconstitutional. EU Trade Commissioner Markos Sefcovic said on X that time and effort fully invested in finding forward-looking solutions remain a top priority for the EU, following a call with U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick.
On Wednesday, the U.S. Court of International Trade blocked most tariffs imposed during Trump's term, but a federal appeals court the next day reinstated sweeping duties, including those on China.
Look, the tariffs remain in place. The court told us, they didn't all but tell us, they told us, go do it another way. So you can assume that even if we lose, we will do it another way. And I can assure the American people that the Trump tariff agenda is alive, well, healthy, and will be implemented to protect you, to save your jobs and your factories, and to stop shipping foreign wealth, our wealth into foreign hands.
The mixed rulings means tariffs remain in place while the legal appeals process continues. In the meantime, Sefcovic said he had engaged with U.S. officials throughout the past weekend as both sides tried to de-escalate growing tensions. Last Friday, President Trump threatened massive new tariffs on EU goods, only to backtrack later, saying talks were going nowhere. The EU has made clear it wants to avoid a trade war while preserving its interests in future agreements.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawak. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.